So the statement of product states that we have a rotary engine driving now a wire line rail on an oil well rig developing 250 horsepower at 1000 RPM. The rail runs at 50 RPM maximum. The engine may be slowed down to 200 RPM, having the torque remaining constant. This will be a severe service for the chain drive between the engine and the rail. Okay, select a suitable roller chain. Let there be determined the number of teeth and the pitch diameter for each sprocket. So also consider that problem, okay? So we have now the system. Number 2 na yan, ha? So first, to design the system, the chain drive, we determine first the pitch of the chain. Okay, from our equation, the pitch will be equal to or less than 900 all over n raised now to 2/3. Okay, wherein n represents now the RPM small sprocket. Okay, based on the condition given, yung horsepower natin ng motor will be rotating now at 1000 RPM. But we can actually slow down this engine to 200 RPM without any changes on the amount of torque being generated. Okay, so instead na 1,000, gamitin na lang natin yung 200 RPM niya. Kasi binaba na lang naman yan. Okay, mabagal lang siya. Alright, so if my N is equivalent now to 200 RPM, therefore the pitch will be equal to or less than 900 all over 200 raised to 2/3. Okay? So, could you give me the value for this one? You may calculator.
2.7, sir.
So, 2.7 inches. Okay? Now, but take note that 2.7 is not the actual pitch for that. So, going back to the standard sizes of the pitch, we need to determine a pitch based on this particular value that will give us now the roller chain number. Okay? So kung titignan natin yan from the table or from that one, we can choose the several chain number for that. So pwede natin gamitin, palagyan natin yung RC100, so lang natin ha, yung RC120, okay, then what, ano gamitin natin, RC
2.7.
18, okay, palagyan natin, meron tayong RC200, okay, yan ang gamitin natin. Alright. So if I am using now an RC100, it means that we are using what? A chain of usual proportion, wherein the pitch will be equivalent now to 10 all over 8. Okay, ito naman RC120 will be equivalent now to 12 all over 8. Yung 180 natin will be equivalent now to 18 all over 8. Then yung RC200 natin will be 20 all over 8 that we have. Okay?
2.5, sir, yung ano.
So, ano to? 10 over 8 is what?
1.25.
1.25. 12 over
1.5.
8 is what?
1.5, sir.
1.5. 18 over 8.
2.25.
2.25. 20 over 8.
2.5.
2.5. Okay? Check. Alright? So, these are now the possible choices of the roller chain number that you will be using. In our discussion, we said that the pitch that you have to determine or the roller chain number that you will be using will be equal to this value, or if not, kung walang ka-equal, it should be what? Less than that. So kung titignan natin, all of these are less than, but the nearest value that we can use will be this one, an RC200. Okay? Because it will be 2.5, 2.7 tayo. Kaya gagamitin natin dyan ay yung RC200 chain natin. A chain of usual proportion with the pitch equivalent now to 2.5 inches. Okay? Yan ang pitch natin na ginagamit natin. Alright, now, so using now that particular pitch, let us now determine the minimum number of teeth. So T minimum is equivalent now to 4D all over P plus. So babalikan natin yung equation natin. Okay, if you are using a roller chain, you are using now a roller chain for this, you have two particular equations to determine the minimum number of teeth that you have. Okay? Minimum number of teeth natin. So sa equation, lumalabas siya pag roller chain siya. Okay, will be this one. So ano gagamitin natin dyan? Kung sakali.
Yung ano sir, for pitch.
Okay, for pitch, 1.25 to 2.5 inches. So therefore, this will be equivalent now to 5 that we have. Alright, now, but the problem, now take note that you do not have the value for the diameter of the shaft, for the sprocket bore diameter. So kung hindi sa atin given yung sprocket bore diameter and we have no way of determining, okay, the use of a table for determining the minimum number of feet, therefore, pwede natin gamitin yung condition natin na lagay lang natin. Pwede natin mag-assume ng value. So, since wala tayo nito, di sa atin binigay, ang gamitin lang natin the degree minimum, okay, we can assume that. Ang common assumption natin is that for the smaller sprocket, the minimum number of feet of small sprocket should be what? 17. So, pwede natin gamitin 17 feet na. Okay? 17 feet na lang gamitin natin. Okay? Anyway, ito sa ating given yan. Pwede yan. But if you can determine the sprocket bore diameter, you try to solve for that para malaman natin kung ano talaga yung actual value ng number of feet natin. Okay? So we use now 17 for that. Alright. So since the pitch line velocity for both will be the same, let's now consider now the relationship between that so that we can determine the other number of feet that we have. So yung t sub 1 natin and 1 equivalent now to t sub 2 and 2. Or t sub 2 will be given to t sub 1 and sub 1 over and sub 2. Ang t sub 1 natin ay 17, ang RPM natin ay 200, ang isa, yung RPM na sa 50.
68,
Therefore,
sir.
dito will give
68 po.
Okay, so 68. Sakto lang yan. Right? So, ibig sabihin, nasa condition tayo. If the number of feet on the smallest bracket is an odd number, we should have an even number on the other side or vice versa. Okay, so tama na rin yan. Alright. So, na-determine na natin to. So, let's now determine first the pitch line velocity. Kailangan din naman natin to eh. Okay? All over 12. So, pitch is 2.5 multiplied by 17, 200, all over 12 that we have. Okay? So, the pitch line velocity will now be equivalent to
708.
708.
Opo, 0.33. Okay na?
So, hanapin din natin muna yung diameter natin. So, D1, using the equation, will be the pitch all over sine 180 all over 17. The other diameter will be given to the pitch. Okay? So, yung pitch natin, 2.5 all over sine 180 all over 68. Diameter natin.
Sa D1 sir, ano? 13.6. Tapos, 54.13.
54.1.
1.
Okay? So these are the pitch diameter. Alright, now, so determine now, let's say, the number of strands. So the number of strand will now be equivalent now to your design horsepower all over the horsepower per strand. So what about your design HP? So from our base equation, same equation as we are using in terms of the V-belt, this will now be equivalent now to your transmitted horsepower multiplied by the service factor. Again, pwede nating assume yung service factor natin since hindi naman binigay. Okay, so assume na lang natin yan to be equivalent now to 1.4. That's why your design HP is equivalent now to 250 multiplied by
1.4.
1.4.
350 sir.
Okay, so they added 50 horsepower. Okay? So for a roller chain, the horsepower per strand can now be computed. Equivalent now to PV. Okay? Over 53. 1 minus
H4 lang po lang yung salita natin.
this one. Okay?
Hindi mo na nilagay yung mga.
So pitch squared
Hindi mo na nilagay yung mga.
B all over 23.7 minus 26 minus 25 cosine 180 over T B raised to 1.41 all over T. This one. So we know the pitch, we know the velocity, therefore let's compute for that. Ang pitch natin ay 2.5 squared. This will be 708 all over 23.7 So, ingat dito ha. 25 cosine 180 all over 17. 708 raised to 1.41
Over
all over 1050. Kaya, so kunin nyo muna to, tapos multiply, minus doon, saka yun. Ilan daw?
98.14.
90?
8.14.
14. Okay? So, knowing this one, therefore, we can now determine the number of strand. So, para malaman natin yan, again, using the equation, design HP all over 98.14.
3.5 sir.
Then,
3.6 pala.
3.6 or what? Use ilan? Wala tayong 3.6. Full number. Pwedeng 4 strands. Okay? So, you will be using 4 strands of chain having a pitch of 2.5 inches. Okay? Medyo malaki yan. Alright. Let's now compute for the length of chain. So, L will be equivalent na to 2C all over P plus T1 plus T2 all over 12 plus the pitch. Okay? T sub 2 minus T sub 1 squared all over 39.5C. Sa ibang libro, sa libro nyo, this is 40. 40C yan. Okay? So, whether 40.5 or 40, pareho lang naman yan. Okay? So, let's now determine now the center line distance. So, D2 plus D1 all over 2. So, this will be 54.1 plus 13.6 all over 2. So, this will be your C.
60.9 sir.
60.9. Okay? So, hanapin natin yung number of links. Ilang links ang kailangan natin. So, for this particular chain drive, the length will be equivalent to 2. So, 68 plus 17 all over 2. 5. 5. Okay.
58.5 sir.
So, 58.5. Okay, wala tayong 58.5 links or use what?
50.
Pwede na. Pwede?
58.
58 or
60.
60.
ano?
60.
60 links. Okay? So, pag 58, eksakto siya. Pero pag 60, dadagdagan lang natin ang dalawa. Okay? So, you can choose that. Anyway, you're the one deciding. You can decide whether you use the lower value or the higher value for this one. Okay? Number of links lang naman yan. Okay? So, these are now the equations, or this is how we determine the chain analysis using now a roller chain value. Okay? Roller chain tayo, ha? Yung meron tayong sample ngayon yan dun sa tinatawag natin na silent chain.